Welcome to everybody who's on the call. Just want to make sure that you are aware that it's being recorded, and after this call it will be available on Virtual Office. So you can find it there, and you can tell your friends, tell everybody that that's where you can find it afterwards if you haven't had time to watch it this evening. So Alex, it's a pleasure to have you on the call.
An absolute pleasure with you, Mona, as well. No, it's great to be able to speak to all you guys. I very rarely get to speak to the Scandinavian countries or Nordic or anything. It's an absolute treat. And the interesting thing is, on the flyer it says, what was it? My vision, my journey, my story. Well, I'm going to start off with my story because I think you need to know where I came from, and basically I'll go into my journey afterwards. But I was brought up in children's homes. If you don't understand what that is I wasn't brought up with my mum and dad. I was always going in and out of children's homes, which meant I never really got a grip of the educational system, because I was always being moved around. As soon as I was starting to be able to read and write properly, they'd move me somewhere else. So I never really got a grip of my education. So I came out of school basically with no education, not being able to read and write very well. I couldn't even get by, to be truthful. It was embarrassing. And that was one of the things that held me back all my life. I then joined the British Army. Don't know why, but that's it. I think when you're in kids' homes, you just go into another barrack room with a load more guys. You get used to it, institutionalized, if that's the word. Now I look back at it, it probably was institutionalized. And then when I came out of the army, I was only in there for 18 months, but it gave me something. It gave me camaraderie, which is getting on with people, a bit of communication skills, but it also gave me something inside me that says I can. Well, I don't know why. Maybe because I went to different areas and they showed me different ways, but they gave me I can. So I've always had that in my mind. I can and I will, regardless to what anyone else has ever said or I've read in a book or anything. And then I became a hairdresser, which is crazy, even more crazy than the army, and really, really enjoyed it. Found an area in my life where I could be artistic, creative, and be able to express myself, but through hairdressing, and I became a really good hairdresser. I made extremely good money. I had 2 hairdressing shops where my mentor, Shay O'Brien, literally drove outside the shop one day in a brand new BMW, and I'd known Shay since he was 12 years old, and I wanted to know, where did he get this BMW from, and why is he wearing an amazing suit, and he said, Alex, I've seen something that is tailor-made for you. Now, he knew I couldn't read and write very well. He knew that I was only a hairdresser. He knew that I had dreadlocks down to here when he was talking to me, and torn jeans. So I would, when people say to you when you start this business, I want you to make a list of everybody who you'd like in your business, I would not have been on your list, because you would have prejudged me because you didn't know me. You just would have thought, oh, this guy's dreadlocks, hairdresser, yeah, funky, far out, whatever, yeah. But Shay was able to see through that, because he said to me, Alex, what you're bringing to the table of Juice Plus is you're a hard worker. You care for people. You want to go that extra mile to help people. And I was like, well, that's what we do when we're in hairdressing. He said, yeah, but a lot of people don't do that in life. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. So anyway, I decided to start the business, and that was 28 years ago, which is incredible. I don't know where it's gone. Seriously, guys, 28 years. But boom, out of the water. I came in the business, I made every mistake you can probably think of, and more. And it was probably harder for me because, don't forget, I was going up to people with dreadlocks and saying, hey, man, I've got a really cool business. And they were looking at me and going, oh, yeah, we know what you mean, Alex. You know what I mean? So they didn't get it, and I wasn't very eloquent at the time. So I was able to use what I call a third party. I always use Shay or somebody else to do the talking for me. So it wasn't reflected on me. I just opened the door and let people who knew better than me start doing the talking. So I used a third party, which is what Shay taught me from day one. Alex, use me. Use somebody else who's better than you. Don't try and be a genius when you start this business. You're not a genius because you haven't gone through the journey. So anyway, I started off. It took me, I think, 18 months and 3 really heavy tries to go NMD, and I did eventually. And I tell you right now, guys, I want you to understand this. Anybody who's going through a bit of maybe a tough time building the business, or, you know, you're going through a few challenges in your life, let me tell you guys, I failed my way to national marketing director. I did so many things wrong. Something had to go right. Does that make sense? Yeah. You know, and I saw this, and this is why I took the opportunity, because I thought, it's not about whether I can read and write. It's not about whether I'm a man or a woman. It's not about whether I'm black or white. It doesn't make any difference. It's about numbers, because you don't know where your business is going to go. So let's recap right from the very beginning. I was brought up in kids' homes where I was never really given the tools to actually go out into the outside world. I didn't know what love was, man. You know, you don't get love in kids' homes. You know, I had to learn that. Family, or, you know, the thing about family, I didn't have that. I had to learn it. And luckily, along my journey, you know, there are 3 women in my life who have given me the most amazing mentorship that I could ever have had. They taught me love. They taught me family. And they taught me caring, true caring, you know. The rest, it came from my mentors, and the rest, it all came from Juice Plus and the psychology and the philosophy of Juice Plus, which is help enough people get what they want, and you will get what you want. You're secondary in this business. It's about getting them. If all your people are driving black Range Rovers, you've made it.
Yeah.
Simple as that. It's not about your Range Rover, it's about their Range Rover. So anyway, cut a long story short, I was in the business. At that time, by the way, we never had mobile phones, and we never had computers. So, you know, but we still built businesses, and we still went NMD. So in a way, there's no excuses right now, because what you've got, just 1 second. What you've got is technology on your side, which is something I never had. I just had hard graft. I mean, you guys can press a button now and talk to 1,000 people. You know, I used to drive to Manchester or fly to Germany, and people wouldn't turn up and they didn't tell me, because there wasn't no phones. So I'd drive all the way there and just sit in a hotel thinking, well, that was a waste of money. And I did it over and over and over again until things started happening. I met a guy in Germany called Bernard, and that was 25 years ago. Wow. Bernie and Gailey, who are from my German business, and Julia Krychak is in their business, so you've probably got an idea what it's like. That business has kept my family alive for 25 years. It's created so much income, it's changed so much, and allowed me to build on my business and actually take time out to understand this business. Also, when it was going crazy, I was able to take nearly 8.5 years off, you know, with my kids, watching them grow up on a farm. You know, and just pulling my check for 8.5 years. I can remember the office ringing me up one day and saying, Alex, are you ever going to come back to work? You know, I was bringing my kids, and Juice Plus gave me that opportunity, you know, to be able to take all my kids to the school in the morning, pick them up in the afternoon. I was the only dad. There. It was all mums. There was no men there, just me. It was incredible, you know, and this opportunity getting better and better and better. And then this was really interesting. You know, sometimes we think, if I keep on doing stuff, nothing's going to really happen. Well, I went up to Manchester 7.5 years ago, and I'm going into, I've done my story, bit of my journey, so you know it wasn't easy for me. So don't judge me where I am now. Please look at me where I was 28 years ago with dreadlocks and totally confused, a little bit angry actually, because I couldn't get it, you know what I mean? But luckily my mentor kept me on track. He said, Al, it's about this. This is how you should look at it. Don't look at it like that. And he used to say this to me, which is really good. Why don't you look at it like this? He gave me an option to look at it a different way instead of looking at it the way I've always been doing, which was great. And maybe you should use that. Write that one down. Maybe you should look at it this way. And that's how you talk to people. You're giving them an option. You're bringing them forward. You're developing people. Don't focus on money. Focus on people. Focus on people, developing them. So anyway, cut a long story short, I went up to Manchester. In that room, there was a guy called Shay Senior, who was running the company at the time, Rob Molyneux, who you may have heard of, a couple of other guys, but there was one guy who came up to me afterwards in a bobble hat and jeans, and he was just really casual, and he went, hey man, can you actually make any money in this business? My last check was 16 quid last month. Can you really make any money? And that guy's name was John Holowati. Yeah. He came from out the universe. I have no idea. But that guy now is probably, he's like a son to me. Really, I love him with my heart more than anything. And that's not about how much money he's created. It's about the relationship we have created over the years and the journey we've gone through together. And I said, give me 90 days. And I remember after the 90 days, he got, I think it was £360 check. And he went, I've got a £360 check. And I went, that is absolute crap. I said, what's going on, man? I said, no, that's not what it's about. Anyway, as you know, John's probably going into earning his third million now in commissions. You know what I mean? We've invested in property all around the world. I mean, what a great thing to happen. Somebody come into your life who not only can you do the NSA Juice Plus business, but you can actually invest in real estate together with the trust that you built in Juice Plus. It's more than just a business, this guy. Seriously, you've got to, you know what, it's hard to put it into words how I truly do feel about this company, but this company has backed me through thick and thin and thick and thin and thick and thin and confusion and anger and all this stuff, you know. And you've got great leaders like, look at Mona, man, and you know, Simon Bowler, all these people. They're here to keep this thing afloat for you. And you don't know it right now if you just started the business. If you've been in the business a year, you don't even, you know, you're starting to get the idea. This is more than just an average network marketing company. There are thousands out there. They've offered me millions to go with them. Would I leave? No, because the culture of Juice Plus is just, it's something different, guys. It's, you know, I don't want to use the word spiritual. I don't want to use the word this, but it goes beyond just being nice to somebody. You know, when I sponsor people now, I want them to inspire me more than I inspire them. That's what makes me drive down the motorway and go and work and talk to their people. It's not about me being Mr. Man. I am so humble. You wouldn't believe it, man. Seriously, I bought an Aston Martin, right? Listen to this, right? I bought an Aston Martin. And I'm not bragging, and you'll understand what I mean. It was a beautiful car. Everyone's going, wow, an amazing car. I got embarrassed driving it. And I went back to Aston Martin and I said to him, guys, I feel a little bit embarrassed driving this car. And he said, oh, you'll get used to it. But I didn't get used to it. Seriously, people taking photographs of it. And so I've had to, I'm off to Ibiza in the next couple of days. So when I come back, I'm just going to get a top end Range Rover where people don't look at you. Because I know, seriously.
That really beautiful car.
Crazy. You can have the Aston Martin. You can have it. I tell you, right, I don't want it anymore. And it's funny, actually, because the ethos behind something like an Aston Martin is, I'm better than you. That's how I was feeling. That people might think I'm better than them, or this, or and be dead happy for the rest of their lives in it. Fantastic. And I really wish you the best in that one. But I couldn't do it. So I had to get rid of that stuff. That Hollywood stuff, yeah. I don't do Hollywood and I don't do neg. I just don't do it, you know. But yeah. So you've got a bit of my journey and where I'm coming from. But, you know, there's so much more. There's so much more left, you know. I mean, Juice Plus hasn't started. It's starting to rumble around the world. It's starting to rumble. Can you imagine what happens in 5-10 years? And some of you will still be working this business at incredible success. Incredible success, but you're going to have to step up a little bit. You've got to step up in different areas of your life and open up your mind to possibilities, because seriously, I never, ever, ever dreamt that my business would be as big as it is now. It's in every country of the world, you know. I mean, it's incredible what it's given me, you know, and how I've been able to help my children. You know, the reason why I made my why was my kids. I wanted them to have everything I never had in life. I wanted them to have a stable home. I wanted them to have a dad that loved them. I wanted them to have opportunities that were, okay, maybe it costs money, but I could help get that opportunity. And my kids have been brought up now with a similar headspace to me. Is I can. If I think it, I can. Most kids never ever get that. I'm doing this thing at the moment. I don't tell many people about it, but I'm going to get like children, council estates where just average normal people are, yeah? And I'm hiring like the local hall there. and I'm doing free mentoring. I would love, if I mentor 1,000 kids just for free for 45 minutes somewhere in England, yeah, and one of those guys get what I got, I've done my job. I've done my job, because I want to share this with all the children that never ever get the opportunity that I've been blessed with. And it goes on and on and on and on and gets better and bigger and better. One of my best friends who I was brought up with as a kid, yeah, I told him 25 years ago about this opportunity. He's older than me, right? And he came into the business. He probably might even be on this call. He came in the business 25 years later, and he went direct distributor last month. And he's only way to go, you know, it's just nuts. So it's not about age. It's about who you know and who they know. And one day somebody's going to bring in somebody who will change your life. And I mean this. John Hulawati changed my life. Click. Katie Ravey came in and said, oh, I've got 5,000 friends on Facebook. Do you think I should tell them about Juice Plus? And that is how it all started worldwide. Even Herbalife, all these companies were ringing us up and saying, how are you getting that much growth? And we didn't quite understand it ourselves, but we knew something was happening. And that's going to happen, and it is happening right now under your nose in Sweden, Norway, Finland, all these places, everywhere around the world. You just got to tap into that power. And that power is be truthful. Don't make up bullshit. There's no bullshit, because other people will understand that later. Be very true to people and say, yes, you do have to get off your ass and do something. Yes, you do have to maybe put a little bit of input into your mind. Yes, you do have to put people first before yourself. That will all come into your agenda and it'll become normal. Write your goals down, guys. Goals are so important, you know. A football match, if there ain't no goals, there ain't no match. Simple as that. It's the same in your life. If you don't get it out of your mind, take it out of your mind, put it on a huge, great big piece of paper, not a tiny wee one, because that's how big your goals are, yeah? Put it on a huge, big piece of paper, put it in front of the television, put it in the toilet, put it wherever it's going to go inside your mind, yeah? Because this is all I did. My ex-wife, she wrote it on she got a spray can and she sprayed it on the ceiling, because on the walls. She said, I can paint it afterwards, Alice, but that's what you need, because that's what got into my subconscious. Not my conscious. My conscious, say, if it's a rainy day, I'm not going to go to that meeting. My subconscious, I'm going to go to that meeting because that meeting needs me and I need the meeting. You get it? Those goals need to be out of your mind, put on the wall. Some of you won't do it. It'll take time. It'll take time. You go, oh, maybe I will listen to what Alex said and see what happens. Give it 90 days with the true goals on that wall. Massive, not tiny, huge. And let your subconscious speak to you. When you put your trousers on in the morning, you don't think what leg you put in first, subconscious. When you put your foot on the brake in a car, you don't do that when you got your kids in the car and you put your foot on the brake, yeah? You don't think about it. Your subconscious is telling you that. And which means you programmed yourself not to smash into the car in front of you. You program yourself to put your right leg into your trousers before you put it on. You can program yourself to success as well, guys. You can program yourself to success. Whoa, how amazing is that? And some of you will go, what's he talking about? Well, why don't you change the leg on your trousers tomorrow? Why don't you not put your foot on the brake and see what happens? Yeah, it's huge, guys. And you're now in this amazing journey with Juice Plus, supporting you, supporting your situation. All you've got to do is go out there with be massively proud of the company that you're with, because it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what they're going to offer you and the people in your business. You know, Katie Ravey, I mean, you must look at her on the internet. Look at her. She's, you know, in the business, spent what, I think it's the 8th year she's been in the business. She's been living in America for 2 years, had a baby, this, that, and the other. Her business is getting bigger. It's getting bigger because the people underneath her, she gave them so much time. They're teaching the people underneath them now. And all these new leaders are continuing. It's like a machine. It's like a machine of caring. It's like a machine of showing people that a new way of making money. How many mums do you know who want to sit at home, bringing their children up, not being in the supermarket, working there 9 to 5 on minimum wage? I've got girls like that and they're earning £20,000 a month. And they were in the supermarket selling apples. Incredible, guys, seriously. But every one of those people who've had success with Juice Plus have used the success and the blueprint, which NSA, as a whole worldwide thing, is offering to everybody. That opportunity. You know, Jay Martin is an amazingly visionary guy. You know, Dan Halsman, I mean, come on. The guy is insanely, amazingly massive. You know, his mind and where he wants you guys to go is just to another stratosphere. That's where Dan wants everyone to be. And that's where you need to understand how big and the journey where it's going. I'm nothing, guys. Seriously, I'm just a little tiny tick on your life. But one of the things that I might have to be able to say to you is this: if you don't, you won't. And guess what? What happened if it actually started working for you? Yeah. If it started working and all of a sudden you ring me up and go, Alex, I saw you on a Zoom call about a year ago and I've gone national marketing director with something you said. I don't know what I've said. Maybe you understood something where I'm coming from. I know I speak a little bit out of the box. I'm not your average NMD. I know I'm not because I didn't read and write. So I express myself in different ways. I try and put pictures inside people's minds of where they can go. Like there was a lady, Lynn MacDonald, you'll see her if you're going to Birmingham, Scottish lady. She's come into this business. She has come into my life. And this woman, she said, oh, Alex, thank you for helping me. I said, listen, you haven't even started yet. You're going to take this to another level beyond me. Because whatever I've taught you, you've got even more, and you'll take it again to another level, like Katie Ravey, John Olawati, Emma Karen, Emma Snedden. You know all these names. They started exactly the same as you, but they did something about it. They did something about it. They made a decision that they'll go through thick and thin, good and bad, downs and ups, to get to where they wanted to go, because that's where they wanted to do for their families. And like I say, the leaders that we have, you know, in corporate, you've got to listen to them and see what they've done. You know, I mean, Mona, it's quite interesting. She said, Alex, and I don't know, quite a while back, will you do a Zoom walk from me? I said, yeah, of course I will, babe. Anyway, she organized it. This came through this, but it's really interesting. She texted me half an hour before just to make sure that I was on the call. And I like that, you know, because they know me. They know me. You know, not that I would miss the call, guys. Seriously, I've had it on pieces of paper all over my house so I don't forget. You know what I mean? I wouldn't let you down, but you know where I'm coming from. It's like teamwork. Yeah, and what a team we're in, man. What a team, what a worldwide energy and movement of making other people, how ordinary people have extraordinary lives, which is great, because I'm an ordinary guy. In fact, you guys have got more than me. You can use the computer. I'm like that. Seriously. I use it, I don't use it in the same way you guys. My girls, they're geniuses. I watch them and I'm like, wow, if I knew that 28 years ago, where would my business be now? So I'm catching up with you guys. I'm only giving you 25, 28 years of psychology and philosophy and the things that are going to come your way, because guess what? Things are going to come your way. You are going to be really down. You will want to sack yourself from Juice Plus. I've sacked myself a million times, trust me. Seriously, on a bad day, oh, I'm not doing this no more. You know, I've done it all. Then I've rung up Shay and he's gone, get over it. Get over it, Alex. Then I've gone, oh, all right, I'll get over it. Because it's about going forward and having a reason why to go forward, yeah? I want you to come from inspiration, not desperation. Yeah? Come from inspiration, not desperation. A dog can feel when you're scared. When you go into a room, a dog can feel when you're scared of it. It starts growling, and the more scared you get, it more growls. That's called fifth sense. Dogs live on fifth sense. Guess what? Human beings have it as well. If they know that all you want to do is get them in the business for money, they're not going to come anywhere near you. But if you say to them, listen, I found something that I think you might actually be able to appreciate. Let me show you. And they realize that you're doing it for their good, not for your own good. It's very high. It's very, very high. Seriously. And, you know, I don't know how long we've been speaking for, nearly half an hour. So, yeah, maybe you can see where I'm coming from. Maybe you can feel the excitement and the care I've got for this company, which is just out of this world, guys. You know, I live in a goddamn bubble. A bubble is floating around. It doesn't, nothing affects me. The more people that are at work, the bigger my business goes. The more negative people are, the more positive people are. It's just nuts. It's nuts. And, you know, I hope that all of you on this call can have just a little bit of what I've had, if not more, if not even much more. And some of you will. Some of you will take it even further than me. I've just been blessed with amazing mentors, people around me like Simon Bowler and Mona who really do care, you know, for me. They care for me. I mean, how many other companies you actually can go home, sit at home and go, that company really cares for me? Very few. So I wish you the best of luck. No, not luck. You make your own luck in life. You make your own luck in life. But I wish you every bit of success that you deserve. And I mean that when I say that you deserve, and you know if you deserve it. So thank you very much, Mona. I really appreciate it. And success, guys.
Thank you so much, Alex. And before you leave, you mentioned Birmingham. Birmingham is only 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And I know, I can see the faces here. I know that there are a lot of people coming, but I also know that some are still considering, even though we've got the sold out situation. Why is it important? I know you're a big fan of events, but why is
I built my business on events because I couldn't read and write very well and send people the right literature or whatever. I used events to do the talking for me. Now, something like Birmingham, if you can get one person who's positive, is looking for an opportunity, and you take them to Birmingham, what I will put pretty much, I'll give you £1,000 if they don't start. Anyone on this call, because they will see something that is not purely about them. They'll think, I know a load of people who could take advantage of this, so they're already networking. But it'll be the best opportunity for you to show somebody this business in the bigger picture. It's about the bigger picture. You know, when you speak to somebody from the very beginning, you are Juice Plus. No matter who you are Juice Plus, because they don't know anything else. They don't know we're a worldwide company. They don't know how much we turn over. They don't know Mona. They don't know me. They don't know John Holowati. But you're trying to give them that vision without even showing them. Show them this business. Let them meet other people very like themselves who have gone through journeys, and they'll come back. They won't sleep. In fact, none of you will sleep when you come back from Birmingham, trust me. Because again, it will re-emphasize the actual, what we're actually in. And it's bigger than we could ever dream, guys. And it's going to get even bigger than that. So yeah, Birmingham, if you ain't there, you ain't serious about the business unless you've got a very serious reason not to be there. And some of you will have.
Thank you, Alex. I will let that be the last words being said here. Thank you so much for what you did. And it's a pleasure working with you. And we've known each other for, 10 years now or more. And there's just been some stunning moments with a lot of feeling, a lot of emotions. And it's absolutely wonderful to work with you, Alex. Thank you for being such a great mentor for such, I don't know how many people are great following that you have, amazing following.
Yeah, it's really quite strange actually. You think about this, a dyslexic Rastafarian hairdresser, 29,000 people worldwide. Where did that come from, guys? Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. And thank you for taking the time. And thank you, everyone, for being on this call tonight. I can see from all the comments throughout the Zoom call that you've had a huge impact, Alex. So thank you so much for what you did tonight. As I said, it will be recorded and put on Virtual Office, so you can hear it again and watch it again afterwards. And then I just want to say briefly that next call will be on the 15th of May with the Sweet Echo from UK. So look forward to that. And everyone, including Alex, see you in Birmingham. Can't wait. 3 weeks from now. Thank you and have a great evening. Bye.